Is digital painting any easier than traditional painting? I'll talk about this as you watch my first ever original bird painting slowly unfold. This is a white-browed laughing thrush. Reference photo was taken by me in Chongqing, China. More wildlife reference photos can be found on my Instagram page. See the description box below. So, is digital painting any easier than traditional painting? First of all, to me, I think art is about making aesthetic decisions. And there could be good and bad decisions. It is where your skill level matters. So in digital painting, what is different is the tools the artist uses. But we still need to make those artistic decisions. What to paint, where to lay down the colors, what colors to lay down, and why. If you agree with me that the hardest part of creating artwork is making good and effective decisions, then digital painting is of course not easier than traditional painting at all. By the way, I intentionally draw this bird choppier than it really is, because I want it to look like a peach. Okay, coming back, let's also talk about certain things that do make digital art easier than traditional art. First, digital art is neat. As out of the world as art could seem, the actual act of producing artworks could be messy. Paint all over the place, and on your fingers, on your clothing. Digital art, on the other hand, does not have these problems. And then, is the budget. Yes, an iPad or any drawing pad can be expensive. And they also need to be powered by electricity, of course, which usually isn't free. But in the long run, I feel that it could still be cheaper than buying quality paints and brushes and other tools that are needed in traditional art. Also, digital art requires less space and rarely would require a studio. But with traditional art, especially oil painting, it is usually much better if you could afford having a room or at least a corner in your home reserved for it. On the technical side, when creating art digitally, you can undo, erase, or even adjust the size of a component that's too large or too small, or in the wrong position or angle. With traditional painting and drawing, of course we can still change and adjust things as we paint as well. In fact, painting is itself a process of continuously adjusting. However, you can imagine, especially for art beginners, making corrections and adjustments is much easier with digital art tools. So these are the things that can make digital art so-called easier than traditional art. However, there is also one inherent weakness of digital art. The product of digital art is virtual in nature. Yes, you can print it out, but that would be a copy and not the artwork itself. The artwork itself is virtual and untouchable. In fact, it is very hard to define which is the so-called original piece of a digital artwork. Every piece seems to be a copy. By the way, I don't care about NFTs. So while you may not mind whether the picture hanging on your wall is original or reproduced, in the serious art world, original pieces do have much more value than prints or copies. And only traditional handmade art could carry this value, I would argue. That said, I wholeheartedly believe that digitally produced artworks are still 100% art, because it involves more or less the same amount of artistic decisions to be made. A true artist can make art out of anything, and digital art is just art produced in a different medium and with different tools. So tell me about your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video if you agree with me, and subscribe to my channel for more art and wildlife related content. See you next time.